How productive is your leadership? I think that's a very valid question, and welcome to this short video about the topic of productivity and leadership. How productive are you there? The topic is this. As we all know, there have been lots of progress in the past decades in productivity on the production side. And also in normal processes and administrative processes, there's huge productivity gains that we had over the last years and decades. However, when I look into leadership, I see hardly any productivity improvements. Rather the opposite sometimes. And the thing is that this has a tremendous effect. And that's much more even than in production and administrative processes. And the point, just if you have the direct costs, of course, because normally managers and leaders are quite well paid. So you have the direct costs if they are wasting their time for something that is not productive. That's direct costs. The bigger effect is, of course, opportunity costs. Leaders have a lever. They can have leverage into other things. So obviously they should do with their time something that has a much higher impact than their salary costs. Sometimes 1,000-fold or millionfold. And this is the thing. So if we are not productive, we are not using that leverage into the organization. So these are much higher costs. And then number 3, that's more indirect, however, also very, very powerful, is that you as a leader, if you like it or not, you're always a role model. Other people will see you as a role model. So you are modeling the way. So if you are unproductive in some settings, people will see that. And that's very often subconsciously. So that they copy your behavior. And again, if you like it or not, it's just a fact. So you have these 3 things why it's so important that the leadership becomes more productive. And for you here in this short video, I have also 5 ideas how you can improve your productivity and leadership. And maybe they're not so obvious, maybe they are. The question is always not if you know them. The question is, are you doing them? Are you acting upon them? And this is my call here in this video as well. Don't listen just, but also do something to the one or to the other, to all 5 aspects. The number 1, very important, make it an official topic in your leadership. Make productivity an official topic and ask in your leadership team, how can we become more productive? And you have some usual subjects, of course, suspects, I wanted to say, like meetings, like email, but also how you behave, how you react to things, how you prioritize, etc. So the first thing is make it a topic at all. I see in most organizations it's just no topic. It's just a no-brainer. Nobody is talking about this and say, we need to become more productive in production or in administration, but in leadership, nobody's asking that. So make it a topic. Then number 2, more tactical already. Each leader must be able to identify the top 3 value-creating topics that this person is working on. So why are you paid? The 3 key topics. And the ideas, of course, these are 80% of your time you should spend there. So discuss this evaluation. If everybody comes and say, okay, these are my top 3 topics I should invest time, and discuss it in the leadership team. This is a very important step, I find, that you reflect on it, because sometimes it's also not easy. Sometimes we have also a misconception what we think is the most important thing, and others say, no, I think it's not your most important thing. You should do that and that. And it sounds a bit simple when I'm saying that, but my experience is really, it's a real life experience. That's not so simple. It's because these topics are hardly addressed in a normal way. So that's why it's so important. Then, of course, step number 4, eliminate. Stop all non-value creating activities. And that sounds so easy, and there comes this doing, and it must be done as well. So prioritize. Really be very careful about what you take on. Focus yourself on the most value creating activities. And by the way, for a real leader, one of the 3 activities must always be the development of the own team. That must be in there. If you have own people in your team, you must develop them into leaders too. So that is one key priority all the time. So you have just 2 left, right? Makes sense? And number 5, measure the progress. And this is a hard thing because we are not used to measuring that. So it could be done by producing more results, by spending your time better. By really saying, okay, last week I spent 80% of my time on these top 3 topics, or at least 60%, or maybe at least 40% if 10% was a rule before, because you did always the urgent, not the important, right? You know what I'm talking about. So measure it somehow, right? It doesn't have to be sophisticated, I think, at that stage, but a little bit that we know that we are improving. I hope that helps, gives you an idea, maybe to a topic you haven't thought of so much before. I find it's a very important one, and a cost-saving one, and even more important, unleashing really potential for your organization if the leaders have more time and energy to focus on the really important stuff. I hope that helps. If you like this video, forward it, please. Also hit the like button. comment as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in one of my next videos.